Hey guys, it's ArchieLuxury. ArchieLuxury from the ArchieLuxury channel, the Paul Pluta channel, and ArchieLuxury corporate. Guys, keep watching. Keep watching. I need the viewers. I need the viewers. I need the subs. I need it. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. Tell your friends, whether you like them or hate them. Just tell them anyhow. ArchieLuxury on YouTube. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury on the Paul Pluta channel doing paid reviews. This is paid review 20 SE31. This is for Austin. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing my JJ LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date. Love that watch. Let's jump in. Here we go. Keep 'em coming, Arch. I've sent you 50 US via PayPal and look forward to your advice. Please just use my first name. Thank you for all your content and keep up the great work. I've been watching for a long time and I'm hoping for some advice. Although at first I thought you came off like a real douche, thank you. After watching and learning more about watches and collecting, I now understand how invaluable your advice is. You have prevented me from drowning in a sea of shite and I thank you for that. Other channels would let you believe that your shiter was something special. It's not. There are entire Facebook groups and channels that celebrate absolute shite watches. It's like joining a car enthusiast group and then posting pictures of your Kia or Hyundai. Yes, it's an absolute fine car, but it isn't a collector's car and it really isn't really something one would go around showing off or bragging about. At any rate, I will tell you a little bit about myself and what I am considering. I am 39 years old and work as a parts manager, make a pretty decent salary, nothing insane but a comfortable living. I have a family to provide for, so these purchase decisions are never made lightly. I currently own an Omega Seamaster DeVille in 18 karat, a Rolex Datejust and a Rolex Submariner No Date, both in stainless. I'm looking to add a chronograph to the collection. The obvious choice is the Omega Speedmaster, but I'm not really into that watch. It is a little played out and I already own an Omega, which I like very much. I am leaning towards a Zenith as I really like the brand. I also like the Glashütte 70s, but it is out of my price range and I'm not going to pay that much for that brand. My potential solution is the Zenith Big Blue. It ticks off the 70s TV dial and has a renowned chronograph movement. However, for a vintage watch, it can be a bit pricey. I could in all likelihood get a newer Zenith chronograph used for less. So what do you think? Is this a watch that is worth buying? Should I get it over a newer model? Should I just suck it up and go with the Omega or something else entirely? Maybe there is something that ticks these boxes that I'm unaware of. I like older square dial watches from Omega, but they are too small. The Zenith is a nice size at 40 mils. Your advice is appreciated. I'm also curious what your thoughts about the Zenith high beat movement versus the Grand Seiko high beat. Do you feel one is superior to the other? It's not a subject that I've ever seen covered before. I have a bid on a nice Zenith Blue, Big Blue for a decent price, and I'm wondering if I should pull the trigger. If possible, I'd appreciate you letting me know your thoughts via email prior to putting the video up. I have included a picture, blah blah blah, of the Zenith in case that isn't a watch you are familiar with. Also, I mentioned in a certain Facebook group that you had invented the wristwatch check and they suspended me. Revolutionists with little dykes over there, that's all I can say. Thanks again and for everything, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. Also, the current intro that you're using is amazing. Maybe my favorite thing ever. Thank you, Austin. Okay, Austin. So thank you so much there. Okay, Austin, I'm making this video because I don't think you should buy it. I'm sorry, Austin. I love the intro. You gave me your blue smoke up, and I appreciate that. I do appreciate your kind words. But, Austin, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's be totally honest there. This is a very ugly 70s sort of piece. Look, the big problem with Zenith is, they made so many damn ugly watches. I don't know what it is, okay? They had amazing mechanical movements. They had some watches that are funky as they come. But I gotta be totally honest with you. This watch here is just ugly. It's ugly. It's more fugly than ugly. You know, it just doesn't work for me. And I got to be totally honest with you. The movement, the El Primero movement it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It's an amazing piece. I've got to be honest with you, man. That is just ugly, horrible sort of design there. I don't think they're really going to be that popular. Let me tell you this now. The 70s were a really bad time. You know, you had some amazing, beautiful things. You know, think Ferrari 246 Dino, beautiful. Ferrari Daytona, beautiful. Lamborghini Miura, amazing. Mercedes SL, like a 450, 350 SL, amazing. You know, it's the R107. But then again, you had some really ugly things. You know, really ugly, really ugly. So, I gotta be honest with you, man. It is such an acquired taste. Zenith is soft at the best of times. The reason Zenith never really blossomed like you'd expect for a brand like this to blossom is that they had so many damn ugly pieces. And this is one of them. I don't know if you know what I'd be doing, seriously? Seriously? I think for the same sort of money, now that's not cheap. These are not cheap. What are they? I'm just looking at Chrono 24, $4,000, $4,000 there. They're not cheap. I would seriously say my best advice for you, go for the Zenith El Primero Chronomeister 1969, the reissue. You know, I had the Open Heart. That was a beautiful watch. Beautiful watch. I mean, Zenith, they have some gorgeous pieces, but they have so many ugly. I don't know how to say it, man. This is the problem. This is always what has held Zenith back, is that they have so many damn ugly pieces. And I gotta tell you, engineering wise, they're amazing. Zenith has some beautiful pieces there, but you know, they just have such ugly watches too. And I've got to be totally honest with you. You know, the Zenith, they make that, you know, that 3 different eyes, you know, the blue, the black, and the silver. You know, that just pops. They've got such a great style there for some of them, but some of them are just ugly. They're ugly. And you know, I gotta tell you how it is, man. Don't get an ugly Zenith. That is just a dumb idea. So no, I don't think I would do that. You're never gonna get rid of this damn thing. It's ugly. So I would seriously say, man, get the classic Chronomeister. Just, you know, I love Zenith. I love it so much, but man, the ugly stick. I don't know where they got this from. Please, you're gonna get a Zenith. It's okay. Nothing wrong with Zenith. They're a great brand, but don't get ugly. Ugly is not a good look. Okay. So my advice to you, I'd go for classic. That's what you want to do. The classic Zenith El Primero Chronomeister 1969. It's the icon. You can get that in the 42 mil. You can get it smaller. What's the smaller? 38? You know, I gotta be honest with you, man. The reason Zenith never really caught on, because they make some ugly watches. And I know it's sad for me to say this, man. It's not, you know, I don't want to break your bubble. You're a nice guy. You know, you really, you know, I kind of get it, man. I get it, you know. I get it, man. You're kind of hip and happening. But I'd stick to the classic good-looking ones. I find that watch really ugly. There's nothing good about that. I'm sorry, man. If there was something I could smidge into, I would. They've had a few reissues that I quite like. 70s, they had an integrated case back, the El Primero A384. That's a very 70s. That's about a 70s looking integrated that I would do. Okay, please, that's what I would do. I'd get one of those. Don't go for. I mean, look. Come on, man. I don't want to be mean or nasty to you, but man, they're ugly. It's ugly. Ugly is sin. It's like the Omega Flightmaster. I mean, that's an amazing watch, but geez, that is so ugly. Ugly. You know, I think myself, Omega Speedmaster Mark II, that's a column wheel chronograph. I'd go Zenith, but don't go. A384 would be okay. You know, that's the integrated. Sorry, A384. Yeah, A384. That's the way to go. I reckon that's a good one. I go for the classic Chronomeister, but don't go for the fugly ones. Don't do that. Okay. What do I think of Seiko versus Zenith? Look, I got to be honest with you. Seiko makes some absolutely amazing high beat stuff. Okay, they do. But you know, we're snobs. We like Swiss watches. We don't like Japanese. You know, okay, it's cool to have a Lexus now. Okay, if I was buying either a 3 Series BMW or a C-Class Mercedes or a Lexus IS 300, I'd prefer to have the Lexus because the bloody thing would work. The plastic water pump would work and it wouldn't stop working at 100,000 kilometers, you know. But I gotta tell you, when it comes to watches, man, you gotta stick with the Swiss. That's where it is. The Japs, you know, the Japanese, they make great stuff. Grand Seiko is a great watch to have, great stuff, but man, get a cool Zenith, get it secondhand, pre-owned, and enjoy it. That's what you want to do. But don't go for the ugly ones. And the Seiko itself, Seiko's cool, man, but come on, we're Euro snobs. We like our watches to be Swiss. That's what we want. We want Japanese wenches, Swiss watches, and German cars. That's what we want, man. I'm sorry. I didn't write the rule book. This is just the way it's worked out. So I gotta tell you, man, that's an ugly watch. Ugly's always a problem, okay? So I don't mind you getting the Zenith, but I'd go for classic, iconic. That's what I would do. So I hope it helps, man. I don't want to be nasty with you. I don't want to be vicious. I don't want to disappoint you, but I gotta be honest, man, that is just an ugly watch, and ugly always has problems selling on the market. I'm sorry, man. I wanted to give you better news. I wanted to be nicer, more politer, but man, what can I say? Ugly don't work for me. Ugly don't work. So there you go. That's my advice. I hope it helps. I'm your pontiff, Archibald Chesterfield III. Like, subscribe, tell your friends, and don't be afraid to put some negative comments. Okay, guys, I'm your pontiff. Tell me what you guys think of that. Nice one, Arch. Great review. Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Patek's came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.